Hello everybody and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator, where I'm going to be continuing on my save. I need to find a new job. Where am I currently? I am in Manchester, I believe. I've been having some issues. I will full disclosure that at the start. I have had a couple of issues today trying to record this, with missions not completing, bugs and glitches. I think that's down to an update that the game has had. See, I could go down to Cambridge, or I could go to Swansea. Let's try Swansea. Okay, one of the issues I've had straight off the bat when I've tried to play today is that for some reason the trucks don't want to auto shift. Even though they're set to auto gear, I keep manually putting the vehicles into neutral and shifting them myself, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. And like I say, there's been a couple of incidents now whereby I've gone to do a job, or I'm on a job, and lo and behold, what happens? I can't complete it. Why? Because when I get to the destination, the game doesn't seem to want to recognise and register when I've put the trailer inside the box. It doesn't recognise that I've parked. I press the button, then to auto skip and try and auto complete the mission, and basically everything goes completely wrong. Then the truck goes flying up into the air with the trailer attached to it, and I don't know why that is. So yeah, right now this game has got some issues and I don't know whether that's because there's been an update to the game today on Steam. One of the things obviously I've done to start with is make sure at the start of the game all my settings are correct in the menus, which they appear to be, because obviously some changed in the last video. I've prepared myself as best as I can today in that I've taken my steering wheel apart today and greased all the gears and bearings that I can see in it. It wasn't too difficult to do. There's only 8 screws that hold the Logitech Driving Force GT together. It was actually harder finding grease to use to put on the components, because a lot of the grease that I have access to is not really suitable for putting on plastics. It can eat it and corrode it and melt it and stuff. So I ended up using, of all things, petroleum jelly. So my steering wheel is absolutely caked inside with petroleum jelly. But the result of that is, when I take my hands off the steering wheel and I'm driving in a straight line, it's not rattling anymore. Hey? How's that for a fix? Yeah, basically gum up all the gears inside, all the different sets of gears from all the different force feedback motors and everything. Gum them all up with petroleum jelly and it prevents the rattle. Because I did look into my force feedback settings, and actually the game isn't doing anything for my wheel, because in my wheels software, the Logitech profiler that comes with my steering wheel on PC, it's actually, the software set up so that it basically prevents the game from being able to control any settings on the wheel. All the wheel settings are being driven by the Logitech software, and I've got that set up fine. I have that set the same for all my games, whether it's Farming Simulator, my Formula 1 games, etc. And basically, yeah. So I know it's not an issue with the wheel. It's not a force feedback issue, put it that way. I definitely think it's mechanical. Like I've said before, Logitech wheels are gear driven, rather than some of the other manufacturers like Thrustmaster. All their wheels are belt driven. Fanatec, I think, use direct drive motors, don't they, to control their wheels. They don't use belts or gears. They have direct drive motors. So I suppose you get what you pay for at the end of the day. The Logitech Driving Force GT wheel wasn't massively expensive. I'm trying to think what it was. It was about £150, I think, when I bought it to go with Gran Turismo 5. Of course, when Gran Turismo 5 came out all those years ago on PS3, that's when that would have been 2010. See, I got some rattle then in my wheel, but that's because I went on the rumble strip, so I expect that. That's when I want the rattle. I don't want it when I'm in, you know, straight and level driving. There's no need for it to rattle then at that point. Okay, don't need to pull out and merge lanes. Probably do at this point though. Otherwise I'm going to end up going back into Liverpool. Yeah. See that the exits on these motorways and highways are not modelled on real life ones. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but that's one thing as a UK resident who has driven all over the UK. The way the exit and entry roads on these dual carriageways and motorways are depicted is complete rubbish. SES, the company who makes this game, clearly haven't done their research on that. You don't have a two-lane dual carriageway that suddenly becomes one lane because one of your lanes becomes an exit lane. Hell no. No, your dual carriageway stays at 2 lanes and then it grows a 3rd lane on the left for the traffic to exit into. Like there, they'd be exiting into that. So but I'm impressed at the moment because this truck seems to be behaving itself. It is auto shifting correctly and driving correctly. The last time when I tried to do this exact mission several moments ago, I had a DAF, I think it was, no, it was a slightly different DAF truck. It was still a DAF, but it wasn't this one. And it just wouldn't auto shift. It would basically rev up to its max and just sit there. And I'd have to manually flick my sequential gear stick on the side of my steering wheel to put it back to neutral, and then flick it down again to shift up, and then it would like shift up 2 gears, and it was such a pain. And then I got to a point where I got on a slope or a hill and it just wouldn't do anything because the truck slowed down that much. It got to the point where it dropped back a gear. It auto shifted down, but then it kept running into the problem where it was trying to shift up, and every time it tried to shift up it would go to neutral, and then of course gravity would take over and the truck would start rolling backwards. So it just wouldn't get up the slope, it wouldn't get up the hill, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I found I had an absolute nightmare because I had this really weird trailer which had like a steering axle, and that just made trying to reverse that or do anything with that was just a nightmare. It had a mind of its own, and I tracked that down to a mod pack, trailer mod pack that I've got installed. So I've binned that. I don't want any of them trailers in my game. I don't need, you know, trailers with steering axles, it just makes life even more difficult than it needs to be. I have managed to fix some of my whatchamacallit though, frame rate issues. I've managed to have a bit of a look and explore into that as well between the last video and this one. I've turned off some of the in-game graphic options, and instead I've got into my graphic card profile and got the graphic card basically performing things like the anti-aliasing, the anisotropic filtering, that sort of stuff. You know, it's doing, the hardware's doing it rather than the software. So that's basically giving me right now a solid 60 FPS, which is obviously my monitor's refresh rate, my TV's refresh rate. So yeah, it was about here. I think I got past this area, and then I got onto a slope, and then that was it. Game over. Game over, man. Game over, because I couldn't get off it. I couldn't accelerate up the slope because the gearbox was just wrecked on this truck. Like I said, I don't know whether it was a game bug, game issue with a truck, because I'm in a different truck now. It's given me a different truck this time for this mission, and a different trailer. So we'll see. See if I can complete it. But yeah, I was having issues as well. I did a job from Newcastle to Carlisle, and it was, you know, it was taking some used plastic to a place, and again, when I got there, didn't matter how I positioned the trailer inside the box, the game just refused to recognise it as being delivered. And like I say, every time I then tried to like auto skip the parking, weird physics would happen. The trailer and the truck would just jump around and take lots and lots of damage and stuff. So I alt F4'd the game at that point, so it didn't save. And like I say, I went in, removed a couple of mods, which I think gave me the trailer, and it seems to be okay now. So yeah, I think there's been an update. As I say, there's definitely been an update today, and whether that's broke some of the mods were incompatible with this update, because that's the only trouble. Whilst they're doing 1.28 beta and they're releasing updates all the time, rather than, you know, the mod makers can't keep up with the changes. Yeah, it was on this slope I got bogged down, I think. Because if I remember right, I'm pulling diggers, aren't I? Yeah. Although I think in my game save that went RIP, it was 22 tons of diggers, which is obviously clearly very excessive. Whereas this time I'm only carrying 8 tons. Oh yeah, big difference there for the trucks. Big difference for the truck to pull either between pulling 8 tons and 22 tons. It seems to definitely like this load a lot better this time. Looky, level crossing. First time I've seen one of these in game. Does it have trains? Do we have real trains? Not that I can see them now, if we do have one, because you can hear it coming. Here it comes. Cargo rail. Boxcar. couple of open wagons, couple of tankers. Fairly mixed cargo on that. Stake lorry, isn't it? Is it a stake lorry? Stake wagon? I'm trying to remember now from Transport Fever. For like carrying logs or planks or steel bars. Ah, no, it was on this road where I ran into my gearbox issues. This hill's quite steep. This was the one. This was the one that got me. This truck's sailing up it, so yeah, the difference between the truck and the load makes this mission actually possible and playable. Obviously it's not going to make much of a difference, because eventually when I've got my own truck it won't be an issue, because when I've got my own truck obviously I can make sure it's got the most powerful engine available, the best transmission available. Okay, it's going to cost me a lot of money, but I can basically set my truck up so that there's absolutely nothing they can throw at me that I can't pull and tow and drag around this map. And I know some people are probably thinking, well, why aren't you going back and doing the missions in Europe and that? And I can't remember if I covered it at the start of the video, this video or not, but I did, in the last video I did that job to Denmark where I took the fertiliser, and it paid crap. For the distance you drove and having to get on a ferry and everything, it paid rubbish, that job did. So basically I've decided that until I own my own truck and at least have a couple of drivers in my employ, I'm not going to be doing cross, country jobs, because they just don't pay. For the amount of time it took, I only got 2 jobs in that last video. One to Denmark and then one to get back, and they paid me nearly nothing. I made hardly anything out of those jobs, so it's just not worth it. I might as well drive up and down the UK at the moment, get my experience points, boost my skills, which opens up better paying jobs for me anyway, and work towards buying my own truck. Once I've got my own truck, then, doors open for you, options open, because you can charge, 20, 30 grand for a job then. If you're going to take someone's load for them, you're providing the providing the truck, they're only providing what needs to be dragged across the map, so you could charge them a lot more money, and that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, as soon as I have my own truck, then I will happily start taking deliveries from Newcastle to Holland, or from London to Rotterdam, or Birmingham to Munich. I'll gladly do it when they're paying me 30 grand a time. I've got to decide as well which truck I'm going to buy, which is going to be my first truck, because I don't really know anything about trucks. I don't know what the best trucks are, what's a good starting truck, what would be a good one to get to start with. Bearing in mind I'm probably going to need to hire at least 2 or 3, I'm going to have to buy 2 or 3, so I can get my own drivers on the go, hire some drivers then and get them on the go, working for me. And they're going to obviously need trucks that are fairly capable of doing a variety of different sort of hauling tasks. But yeah, I don't know I don't know what is the best solution. I don't. Obviously I've got DAF, I've got Mercedes, I've got Iveco, I've got MAN, I've got Scania, Volvo, I think that's it. Oh wait, there's that French company, isn't there, that begins with R. But yeah, definitely not buying a French truck. Whoa, 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 why are you speeding, man? "200 yards ahead, parking for trucks." Oh, I'm going too fast. Slow down again. We must be getting close to our destination then, surely. Oh, that sounded expensive. No, it's alright, no damage. No damage incurred. Just hit the curb. Right, I can go a bit faster. Again. I wonder, there's a rattling now coming from my PC. I've just heard it. Is that my Xbox controller? Is that vibrating now? It must be. Must be that vibrating. Right, I'm going to move lanes because we're coming off the motorway in a minute. And we're going to head into Swansea, which is in Wales. I wonder if you can go to Clanbobble. I wonder if that's on the map. Or Anglesey. Go up to Anglesey. Go to Bull Bay. You can't go to Ireland. That's one thing I've noticed in the default game, in the vanilla game. You can't go to Ireland. If you've got access to Pro Mods or something, you can apparently go to Ireland. But obviously Pro Mods isn't compatible at the minute with version 1.28 of the game, so Pro Mods version 2.2 should release once version 1.28 gets its solid, stable release from SCS. Then a couple of weeks after, I imagine Pro Mods 2.2 will release, or at least the version of Pro Mods that's out now, which I think is 2.17, will probably get a 1.28 update, compatibility update maybe, I don't know. Depends. You can never tell with modders where their focus lies. Alright, we're at 30. I'm not going to speed around Swansea. Okay, I made a mistake there. Should have took that turning. So I'm going to end up going into this place now, turning around and coming back. I wonder if there's anything for me to... There doesn't appear to be anything for me to discover in here. Yeah, the air brake's working. Right, I've been here. Because this is where the mission went, RIP. The one from Newcastle. I must have picked a different one this time. Or we've got a different location to deliver to. I think it's a different location. But that's not a problem. Maybe this one's not bugged. And it'll let me deliver the trailer. With the digger on the back. Cause yeah, because this actually looks like a digger. Look. Whereas the exact same mission when I did it last time, it just gave me a standard box trailer with a wonky axle. It did. So this is definitely working better. It must have been the mod. Must have been the trailer mod pack. I definitely would advise people, if they are playing version 1.28 of this, to maybe disable their mods for a better experience. I'm kind of trapped because I had the mods enabled at the start of the profile. If I remove them now, I'm going to have to pretty much wipe the profile and start again, and I don't really want to do that because I'm not that far into it anyway, you know. So I figure I can work through any issues with modding compatibility or whatever. Right, let's see if it gives where it asked me to park this time. Because again, last time it didn't let me choose the... There we go. Where do you need it? Confirm. He needs it there. So I'm going to pull over here. I'm then going to go over here as much as I can. Try and straighten up. Right. And then I'm going to put it in reverse. Oh, wrong way. Right, we've gone RIP, so just need to straighten her up a bit, I think. I do need to get fairly aggressive, but then I do need to... Right, this time straight back, no messing. There we go. Neutral. Face forward. Switch off. Good work. Oh, I got a bit of a damage penalty apparently. Right. I wonder if I should do some ADR stuff. Gases, flammable gases. Flammable liquids. Why not? Right, let's have a look at the job map then. So we are in Swansea. Do Swansea to London. Roscoe in France. I could do Southampton. Do London. I'm going to do Swansea to London. I get to drive the Merc. Head to the capital. Visit the Queen. Hello, Queen. What are we driving? Guinness. Oh, yeah. That's a delivery. Nice truck. Mercedes Actros. Okay, how do we get out of here then? I've got to do a big U-E. Right, and then we go right. Home bargains. Car coming. No cars coming. Going round the roundabout. Third exit. There we go. We're going to London, baby. London trucking at its best. Watch out for the white van man. Lovely sunshine, lovely morning, Thursday morning, 7 AM. Swansea to London. And I can go faster now. Speed limit's picked up. I can gradually accelerate. My Merc. Mercs are nice trucks. I wonder if I should invest in a Merc for my business. Bouncy. I'm going to lock it in at 58, the cruise control, give me a little bit of leeway either side. How we looking? Nice ride on the bumper. Or from the front wheel. London, baby, here we come. London, 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 London. Plymouth, Birmingham, Cardiff. Well, we don't want to go to either of those. Any of those. We want London. We want Nodnol. Where's Nodnol? Come on, anyone get that reference? Anyone know where that come from? If you know, answer in the chat. Winner gets to be super smug. I'm going to stay in the middle lane because there's cars on the left of me, there's buses on my right. Stuck in the middle I am. Stuck in the middle I am. Yeah, back off truck. Back off car. I'm going to change lanes now. I've got a chance. The middle lane makes me nervous. At least I can only be assaulted from one side now. Oh, there's a truck. There's a van. Come past me, van, quick. Ooh. Almost wiped out the car on the right hand side of me. A little bit fast now. Which lane do you want to be in, Mr. Range Rover? And across the bridge. Not really a lot to see from outside the bridge. Not many boats. All that side. Be nice to get this job done. Nearly have 20 grand in the bank then. Birmingham. Birmingham. Looks like we're taking this exit. And then we're going to stay. I'm going to stay in London speed then. Went off again. Give it, just take it a bit cautious. Round here. Don't put your trailer on the grass if you can help it. Don't let your trailer flip over either, if you can help it. I need to be in the middle lane for London. Trailer still attached. Get a lot more sound from up here. A lot more sound. It's a bit muted in the cab. Biker. Organ donor on the left. Organ donor on the left. Wonder what would happen if you ploughed into the biker at 57 miles an hour in a Mercedes truck, dragging a trailer load of Guinness. You definitely wouldn't say the luck of the Irish was with that guy, would you? He definitely wouldn't have had his Lucky Charms this morning. Oh, 16-speed gearbox on this thing. Or I mean, at least, well, I'm in 16th gear, so it must be what, an 18-speed gearbox on this thing? Must have 2 reverse gears as well. Damn, Mercedes give you plenty of room to haul. Plenty of gears to play with. Michelin lorry van there, look. Michelin man. Mercedes car coming down the left of me. Whoa! He put me off, he put me off. Mercedes car gets overtaken by the Mercedes truck. Vauxhall? Vauxhall on the right there. Yodel. Yodel delivery. He's in a Ford Transit. What's this guy carrying? Can I get close enough to find out? Is the question. Windmills are working, look. Looks like massive tyres. Seriously massive tyres. What are they for? They must be like for some really heavy duty, like construction equipment. Tyres that big, big dumpers or something. Maybe some quarry equipment. Volkswagen, little Volkswagen Polo. Mercedes van on my left, look. Little Mercedes Sprinter. Another big Mercedes van. And what looks like a little A class or a B class or something like that. I wonder if the game's deliberately spawning these vehicles because... Oh, it's a smart car. I can't remember who makes smart. Is it BMW who makes smart? I think it is. I think it's BMW that makes smart cars. Not Mercedes, is it? No. But it seems odd that I'm getting lots of Mercedes vehicles spawning. I wonder if that's... the game spawns vehicles depending on what truck you're driving at the time. Volkswagen on me right. He's going into the services, that trucker is. Hey! I was indicating, you dumbass. Thankfully damage is at 0. Why is it? You put your indicators on and the AI just completely ignore your signals. Honestly. Here comes the smart car. I'd love a smart car. Right. Just leant across and disconnected my Xbox controller from the PC. See if that cuts down the vibration. It's vibrating on the fan grill on top of my PC. That's where I've got my controller stood. It's not vibrating. The controller's vibrating on the mesh covering the top fans, case fans, the anti-dust filter thing. I'm really paranoid about rattles and noises now because obviously I've listened to the video, the last video, Euro Truck video, and it just sounds awful. You can just hear that rattle the whole time through the video. I thought about re-recording the video, or at least the audio portion, but I kind of wanted people to actually hear what I was talking about, what I've been talking about, how annoying it is. Again, I'm going to London, so I want to be in the middle lane here. Again, there's obviously rules regarding, you know, motorway lane discipline and driving on motorways and things like that, and I tend to, in real life, drive pretty much as I am in truck now, where I actually position myself according to the road signs. I know people say, oh, you should always be in the left lane, you should always keep left and all that. Well, no, I position myself under the sign of where I'm heading to. That way I always get the right exits. I don't miss me turnings. People say, oh, you middle lane hog. No, middle lane's telling I'm heading to London. The middle lane is telling me London. So that's what lane I'm putting myself in. Oh, the right hand lane's the fast lane. Well, no, apparently the right hand lane's telling me that's the destination I'm going to, so I'm in that lane. We have got 60 mile an hour still. I wonder what I can discover in London. There's bound to be a recruitment agency. Pretty sure there's bound to be a garage, I would assume, in London. So we've got the flyover a bit, we've got the overpass. I am going to definitely drive into London and explore. I'm not going to deliver the trailer straight away. So, I want to make sure I hit all my markers. That's a drop-off point. Okay, I need to be in the right-hand lane. You can't carry on going straight. He's letting me go. Oh. Yeah, sometimes they're a bit awkward, the AI drivers, because sometimes they give way, sometimes they don't. Right, so my actual delivery point is on the left here. I'll come back for that. So I'm guessing we've got a Volvo dealership here. Volvo truck dealer. So I've certainly got a choice of where to buy my first truck from. Haven't I? And again, JobNet, so recruitment agency. Plenty of drivers. Whoa! Copper, you see that? Can't turn any, you know, less. Right, so let's go left here. No one on the roundabout, so we can go fairly wide and not run the risk of scraping the barrier like we did on the last one. Then we turn right at the end here. Oh no, it won't let me. Will it? Oh, no, can't go in there. Well, oh, look at that for a turn. My first time ever driving in London. I've never driven in London in real life. Whoa, 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 what's he doing? Stop damaging yourself. Ah! He got a bit close. Closer than I would have liked. I can hear a helicopter. There are helicopters in the game. Right, I'm going. Then I've got to make a left at the lights, and then another left. May have been going a little bit quick. Right. So it's not this one, it's this turn in here. Isn't it? Where do you want it? Right there. Okay. Take full advantage, use all the road. You're going the wrong way, innit? I'll tell you what, we ain't far off there. I would have taken that as parked. Excellent! We did an excellent rank job there. Long distance delivery bonus. Bonus for parking the trailer. Nice. Let's go for some more high value cargo. Right. Well, I think at this point, this is a good place for me to save the game again. And call it a day. This is what, week 1 Thursday. Thursday. So yes, that's a good place to finish. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you'll join me again for more trucking. And I will see you again soon. Remember, leave your likes and comments in the section below. And subscribe to my channel to see more of my stuff. Have a great day.